Something unusual is happening inside the conservative movement right now. Country music star John Rich has launched a brutal public attack on U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, and the clip is exploding across social media. But this isn't just another celebrity-politician feud. The moment is hitting a nerve because Graham is already facing intense backlash over his comments about a potential U.S. conflict involving Iran. Now Rich's fiery words are becoming a rallying cry for a growing group of voters who say they want absolutely no part of another war in the Middle East. So what exactly happened? And why are so many conservatives suddenly turning on one of their own? Let's break it down. 1. The viral moment that set everything off. The controversy erupted during an interview between John Rich and conservative commentator Tomi Lahren. During the conversation, Rich recalled an uncomfortable dinner party where he found himself sitting across the table from Senator Lindsey Graham. According to Rich, the encounter quickly turned tense. He claimed Graham publicly dismissed him as a conspiracy theorist while the two were sitting near the President of the United States. Rich described the moment with obvious frustration, saying the senator allegedly shouted across the table while sipping wine and mocking him in front of everyone present. Rich said the confrontation escalated when he decided he wasn't going to stay quiet. Instead, he pushed back hard. In the interview, Rich told Lahren that he shut Graham down, describing the senator as arrogant and dismissive toward ordinary Americans. His description painted a picture of a Washington political culture that he believes often talks down to citizens who question government decisions. The moment quickly caught attention online because of how blunt Rich's criticism was. He didn't soften his words. Rich openly labeled Graham a warmonger and said he believed the senator was completely out of touch with conservative voters. Within hours, clips of the interview began spreading rapidly across social media platforms. But the reason the clip exploded wasn't just the personal insult. It was the timing. 2. Lindsey Graham's controversial comments about Iran. The backlash against Senator Graham had already been building for several days. During multiple television appearances, Graham discussed the growing tensions between the United States and Iran. While addressing the situation, he suggested that Americans might need to prepare for the possibility of deeper military involvement in the region. At one point, Graham said he would be willing to return to South Carolina and ask residents to send their sons and daughters to serve if a conflict escalated. That remark triggered immediate outrage. Critics argued the comment sounded far too casual when discussing the possibility of young Americans being sent into a dangerous overseas conflict. For many voters, it revived painful memories of previous Middle East wars that lasted years and cost thousands of lives. The controversy intensified further when Graham made additional comments suggesting that a conflict involving Iran could have potential economic benefits because of the country's massive oil reserves. For many Americans, that statement crossed a line. Turning the possibility of war into a financial calculation struck critics as deeply troubling. Across social media, people from both sides of the political spectrum began questioning whether the United States should even be discussing military escalation at all. That's when John Rich's comments suddenly took on much larger significance. 3. Growing rebellion inside the conservative movement. The criticism of Lindsey Graham isn't coming only from celebrities or commentators. Several prominent conservative figures have also publicly pushed back against his rhetoric. Representative Nancy Mace made it clear she opposes sending American ground troops into the conflict. Meanwhile, Representative Anna Paulina Luna also warned that the United States should avoid entering another large-scale war in the Middle East. Media personalities such as Matt Walsh and Meghan McCain have also criticized Graham's comments, arguing that they clash with the anti-intervention mood that has grown among many conservative voters. That mood has been heavily shaped by the America First philosophy associated with Donald Trump. For years, Trump supporters have argued that the United States should focus on domestic issues rather than entering prolonged foreign conflicts. Because of that shift, many voters now view figures like Lindsey Graham as representing an older Republican foreign policy mindset that favors military intervention. John Rich's viral rant tapped directly into that frustration. For many viewers, he wasn't just attacking one politician. He was expressing a broader anger toward the political establishment. 4. Why this moment is resonating with voters. Part of the reason this moment has gone viral is the emotional tone behind it. Rich framed the issue as a battle between everyday Americans and a political class that he believes has grown disconnected from the public. During the interview, he argued that too many politicians behave as though ordinary citizens should simply trust them without asking questions. Rich described a mentality he believes exists in Washington, that voters should sit down and be quiet while elected officials make decisions on their behalf. That sentiment struck a chord with a large number of viewers. Across the political spectrum, many Americans have become increasingly skeptical of government decisions involving military conflicts overseas. After decades of war in Iraq and Afghanistan, there is widespread fatigue with the idea of sending U.S. troops into new conflicts. Polling in recent years has shown growing bipartisan support for avoiding prolonged military entanglements abroad. Because of that shift, Graham's comments landed at a particularly sensitive moment. To critics, his statement sounded like a return to the foreign policy mindset that dominated Washington for decades. To supporters, however, Graham is simply advocating for a strong national security posture. That divide is exactly why the debate has become so heated. Right now, John Rich's explosive comments are spreading across the internet, turning a political disagreement into a full-blown cultural moment. For some people, Rich is saying what many voters have been thinking for years. For others, the controversy highlights the growing divide inside the conservative movement itself. But one thing is certain. The debate over America's role in global conflicts and whether the country should ever send troops into another Middle East war is far from over. Now the question is simple. Who do you agree with? Is John Rich right about Lindsey Graham? Or is this just another viral political clash? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more updates as this story continues to unfold. 5. The bigger political divide emerging. What makes this moment more significant than a typical viral rant is the larger political shift happening behind it. For years, Senator Lindsey Graham has been known in Washington as one of the Republican Party's most outspoken national security hawks. He has consistently argued that the United States must maintain a strong military posture abroad and be prepared to confront threats before they grow larger. But the Republican Party today is not the same party it was 20 years ago. A growing portion of conservative voters now identify with the America First approach championed by Donald Trump. That philosophy places heavy emphasis on avoiding foreign wars, securing U.S. borders, and focusing government resources on domestic priorities rather than overseas conflicts. Because of that shift, figures like Graham increasingly find themselves in the middle of a political storm. To many traditional conservatives in Washington, his position represents responsible leadership on national security. They argue that ignoring threats abroad could ultimately create greater danger for the United States in the long run. But among the newer populist wing of the movement, Graham's comments are viewed very differently. To them, his statements about sending troops to the Middle East sound like a return to the interventionist policies that dominated American foreign policy for decades. That tension has been quietly building inside the Republican Party for years. Now, with rising tensions involving Iran, the debate has suddenly exploded into public view. And John Rich's viral criticism simply poured gasoline on an already burning political argument. 6. Why John Rich's words are resonating. The reason the clip is spreading so quickly online isn't just because of what John Rich said. It's the way he said it. Rich didn't deliver a polished political speech. He spoke like someone who was genuinely frustrated, describing what he believes is a culture of arrogance among some career politicians. During the interview, Rich said that ordinary citizens shouldn't be afraid to challenge elected officials. In his view, politicians work for the people, not the other way around. That message connects strongly with audiences who already feel disconnected from Washington. For many Americans, the idea that political leaders might casually discuss sending troops overseas brings back memories of long conflicts that stretched for years without clear victories. Families across the country watched loved ones deploy multiple times during the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Some returned with lasting physical or emotional wounds, and many never came home at all. Because of that history, even the suggestion of another major conflict can trigger deep skepticism among voters. Rich's criticism tapped directly into that feeling. He framed the issue not as a complicated geopolitical debate, but as a simple question of accountability. If politicians want to send Americans into harm's way, they should be prepared to answer tough questions from the citizens they represent. Whether people agree with Rich or not, that framing made the moment powerful. And in today's political environment, powerful moments travel fast. 7. What happens next? The controversy surrounding Lindsey Graham isn't likely to disappear anytime soon. The situation involving Iran remains volatile, and political leaders in Washington continue to debate how the United States should respond to growing tensions in the region. Some lawmakers argue that maintaining a strong military presence is necessary to deter aggression and protect American interests abroad. Others believe the country must avoid repeating the mistakes of previous decades by getting pulled into another prolonged conflict. Those two viewpoints represent fundamentally different visions for America's role in the world. And right now, both sides are fighting to shape the future direction of U.S. foreign policy. John Rich's viral comments didn't create that divide, but they exposed it. What started as a heated story about a dinner party confrontation has now become part of a much larger national conversation about war, leadership, and the limits of American power. The real question is whether this debate will remain a moment of political noise, or whether it signals a deeper shift in how voters expect their leaders to approach global conflicts. One thing is clear: the conversation is only getting louder. And before we come to the end of this video, I just want to take a moment to say a very big thank you to all of you for watching. Your time truly means a lot. In a world where there are thousands of videos you could be watching right now, the fact that you chose to spend a few minutes here with me on Hajararama TV is something I truly appreciate. This channel continues to grow because of viewers like you. Every view, every comment, and every bit of support helps this community become stronger. And that's what makes creating these videos so rewarding. If you enjoyed this video, please take a quick moment to like the video, leave a comment below, and share it with your friends or anyone who might enjoy this content. Your interaction really helps the channel reach more people who love stories, entertainment, and updates just like you do. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Hajararama TV, and turn on the notification bell so you'll always be among the first to know when a new video is uploaded. There are many more exciting videos coming your way very soon, and I would love for you to be part of this journey as the channel continues to grow. I also enjoy hearing your thoughts, so feel free to drop your opinions, ideas, or suggestions in the comment section. Your voice matters here, and your feedback helps make Hajararama TV even better. Once again, thank you so much for watching and for being part of this amazing community. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, stay entertained, and keep watching Hajararama TV.